All right, so today is day one, guys. It is July the 13th, and I am going to be retying my own hair, as you know by the title of this video. So before I get started, this video is not going to be me like doing my whole head with you guys. It is going to just be me kind of taking you through the process day by day, how I'm feeling, how it's turning out. I will like put some footage in here of me doing my hair, but this is not a like how-to video, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not teaching you guys how to do it. I am going to be doing the rotation, 4-point rotation, because that is what my loctician told me that she does on my type of hair. Again, this is not for you guys to watch and do on your head because your hair is different. Everybody's hair is different. They have 3-point rotations. They have 4-point rotations. They have rotations in reverse for repair. They have different type of things. So please do not look at this video and follow what I do. Okay, I asked my loctician what to do. I asked her what rotation does she use, and she told me and explained it to me. So that is what I am doing for my locks. Okay, all right, so the tools I'm going to be using to do this, I'm going to be using my spray bottle. Just because my loctician does not dry my hair, she doesn't lock my hair wet, but I know for my sake I may have some that I might need to separate, and I just feel more comfortable separating them wet, not drenched but just a little damp if I need it. Okay, this will not be used on every lock, just the ones that I see is a little bit tangled in. I'm going to be using these hair clips that I got from the dollar store to hold my sections basically. So that's what it looks like, and in the back it has this cool little like thing that'll help me separate the scalp and help me get the loose hairs. So I bought these for $1, and I'm going to be using, to do my retie, I'm going to be using the London lock tool. This is, again, I'm using this for my hair. I find that for me it works a lot better because it is metal, because it does have the like the sharp points. Also, just want to say, I did take the retie class. I do have the sisterlock kit. I do have a sisterlock tool, but I wasn't a fan of it when I took the retie class, just because it kept getting tangled in my hair because of the type of hair I have. The London lock tool, when I purchased that, I find that that's a lot easier to go through and glide through. So that's why I'm using it, okay? All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is separate my hair. So my loctician always does my hair, like she does whatever part I want. If I want a middle part, if I want a side part, she always asks me that, usually when we get to the top. But for the sake of me retying my own hair, I'm gonna section my hair off like I want it. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna probably do this whole thing on camera, I'm just gonna like put it in little sections. Now, I took the retie class, guys, and do I think it was worth the money? Yes. Only because my loctician was actually there with me to help me through the process of doing the retie. And she was there to tell me like what I was doing wrong, what I could, you know, if things would go wrong, like I would tangle my hair or I would put 2 locks in one. She was there to help me fix that. And it was just nice to have. So now that I actually have to like break the glass in case of an emergency and do my own, I'm fully comfortable with it. I don't think I'll have any problems, and I know that if I do, I can just call her up and say, hey, yeah, I need help. So yeah, I recommend taking the retie class if you are able to do so financially. If not, then don't. But yeah, so I'm making sections. I'm not doing them any type of special way. I'm just kind of making them kind of like big. And like another reason why I'm doing it this way is because after I finish a section, I'm going to rebraid it, and I'm giving myself 3 days, guys. Okay, 3 days to do this. Today is Wednesday. I'm giving myself until Friday. By Saturday, I have an event to go to, so I need my hair done, and I want my hair curly and crinkly and in the style that I want to wear it in. So that's why I'm doing this. But just a section here, a section there. Then I do the same thing here. Just section it off. Now, I did learn in my retie class I did learn how to properly part, like how to properly section your hair, I guess, when you're doing a retie, but I forgot. I hate to say it, and I'm not even fooling with that. So yeah, but I am going to continue to braid my sections, and then I will, I guess, get started on the sections. I think at this point I've already told you guys what I'm using is literally going to be 3 things: water when necessary, my London lock tool, and the clips. So yeah. So we just part this. Okay, so yeah, I want to make sure that I have like clean parts across. And like, this is another reason why I don't want to wait too long and I never miss a retie appointment, because I feel like this retie will be pretty simple, just because my hair, as you can see, like the parts are still there. It's not a lot of like new growth that I'm gonna have to deal with at this stage, because I keep my reties on time and on point, which is a great thing for me. That's another reason why I'm just like, let me go ahead and retie my hair, or at least attempt to retie my hair, because waiting 12 weeks, it just seems like it just would be unnecessary money and unnecessary new growth that I don't want to deal with. Now, again, like I said, it's a full point rotation that I'll be doing, and my loctician told me the rotation. She told me the clock rotation that I need to do until I can't do it anymore. So yeah. All right, guys, not gonna waste a lot of time. I feel like I'm doing a lot of unnecessary talking, so I'm gonna finish doing this and I will be back. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay. All right, so as you can see, I have braided my hair in sections, straight down. I did this patch, then I went straight down and did this, and yeah. Now, okay, so another thing I realized that I needed, like another tool I realized I needed while I was braiding, was a clock. Okay, now if you are on a rotation, 3-point, 4-point, it is important to have a clock when you do each section. Okay, so that way you know, because the rotation is how you basically bring the hair. So I would take the London lock tool, attach it to a lock, and I would go this way, or however way like my rotation is. Okay, so say for instance the rotation is 12, 9, 3, 6. Okay, I will go up 12, then I will go to 9, then I will go 2, 3, then I will go 2, 6. Now I don't know how this is gonna look when I actually play it, because I know some things sometimes with cameras and mirrors things can kind of flip, but you get the point. Okay, and it's really important to have one of these, because when you do your sections, it's going to tell you the direction you should be going. So for instance, when I do this whole section right here, if you see the clock, this is 12, this is 6, this is 9, and this is 3. Again, if it's reverse on your end, I apologize. I'm trying to like show you guys the best way I can. Okay, so I would know to go up that way, this way again. I mean, up 12, down 9, across 9, down 6, across 3. Okay, however, when you get to different sections of your hair, that might change. So I would have to figure out like what direction the numbers are in when I get to this back, because, and honestly, what really changes, because the 12 and the 6 don't change, it's either up or down. The 9 and the 3 actually change. Okay, so that's where you have to be careful. If your loctician has you on a rotation, whether it's 12, 9, 3, 6, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, I don't know. You have to ask your loctician that. But if you are going to ever retie your own hair, or if you are interlocking someone else's hair and you're using a rotation, it's a little difficult. It's different when you're doing someone else's, because you can just see the directions. But when you're doing your own especially, be careful with that. okay? Because you want to make sure that the locks are kind of unison. Like, you don't want one lock to be all over the place, even though it might look the same. I personally just don't want to mess up her work. She's done a wonderful job with my locks for the past 2 years, and I'm gonna just go with the rotation she told me, and that's just gonna be that, okay? However, this is also something that I learned in my retie class that I wouldn't have known had I not taken it. So you guys just got a free gem for those of you out there who has not and do not plan on taking the retie class. Okay, I know I've seen YouTube videos where people have talked about the clock method, but I haven't seen one yet where anybody said, like, disclaimer, be careful, because sometimes 9 and 3 can differ depending on what section you are on in your head. All right, so I thought it would be cool because I am doing this. I'm gonna start today to kind of show you guys me doing one. And I'm going to, because I made the decision that I'm going to start in the front. Just because it's up here, it's in my face, I can actually just start it, get it done. The back is going to be hard because I got to make sure my parts are straight. I'm going to have to use mirrors and all of this stuff. So I'm going to just start here. And this might take me a day, today, tomorrow, depending on how many hours I decide to dedicate. I feel like all day tomorrow, I'm going to just be knocking my hair out. So we'll see. My loctician only takes her 3 hours to do my hair. However, I'm doing it myself. We'll see. So I'm going to start here. I am going to take a section out. So I'm going to take this section out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I guess, clip that section down. Take this section out. I should have left it out, but I didn't know I was starting in the front. I didn't know what the method to my madness was going to be when I started braiding it. But yeah, so, all right. So we got this part, right? Initially, we want to do row by row. So we want to take one, you know, and like, as you can see, it looks good, but you can kind of see here where it's kind of intermingled with the next one. So gently, just pull it out and it's fine. Then you got some separating that might need to be done from lock to lock. Okay, so once you do that, poke it up, put it in. Now, if I want to start, now making sure, yeah, see, it's just the little separatings, just to make sure even the tiniest of hairs is not intertwined with each other from lock to lock. Okay. Now, another thing you can do is take like a comb or something. I have to get one, but I'm going to use this for now. But you could take like a comb or something to kind of part down the middle of your hair, just to make sure like that is not locking with anything else. Yeah. Take like a comb or something. I would prefer actually, and I have one somewhere around here, one of those little metal rat tail combs, just to kind of make sure those little pieces, because intertwining your locks with even the tiniest bits of hair connected could be a disaster, especially when you get into the back area. So just make sure that you are taking every little piece of hair out that you can, that lock is a solo dolo lock. Okay. And also, the Sister Lock box came with the little pins, because I know my loctician actually recommended to put a like clip right here. Like once you separate it how you want it, put like a clip right here and a clip up here, just so you isolate that lock exactly by itself, so that can also stop snagging and pulling the other lock in when you are interlocking. So that's another tip. I don't have all of those pins, so I'm probably not going to do that. I might regret not doing that later, but just another tip for you guys. If you, those little silver ones, the silver clips, that's something like this, but they're smaller. Yeah, just to separate the lock. So you literally have just one lock, okay? So we got this one lock. So hold on, I'm gonna go get my London tool and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. So with the London lock tool, you see how it is. I typically have to push it down with my finger, and that's fine because my fingernails are long. So like that. Okay. And then I put it on the bottom of my lock. Key, do not let locks hang with tools on them because they are tiny, okay? Now, clock. According to this side of my head, you have 12 up here, 6 up here, 9 over here, and 3 over there. Okay, so 9 is facing this camera and 3 is headed to the back wall, okay? So in this particular room, and this could change depending on the room you're in, like this is no joke, guys. So this could change. So, okay, so 12, again, was up here. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it through, and that is 12. Then I'm going to take it, she said mine was 12, 9, 6, 3. So 9 was facing you all. Okay, 9. Then she told me to do 6, which is down. And then 3, which is across facing the wall. Well, now the door, because I changed the angle of my direction. Boom. That's 1 rotation. Okay, 1 rotation. I'm gonna do that again and again. This rotation is what my loctician told me that she found best for my hair. Okay, my locks are 2 years old. They are thriving beautifully. So if anybody in the comment section is like, that's the wrong rotation or that's this and that, stop. We ain't doing that, okay? We ain't. I'm following what the person who got my locks to be 2 years and beautiful, not lost 1 lock, not had 1 problem. I'm following that, okay? So again, that was 1 rotation. So we got to do 12 again. And if you notice, guys, I try to get in the middle of the lock when I retie, so that way there's enough hair. 9 was facing you guys. Try to get in the middle of that lock. Enough hair on both sides. 9, 6, and my son is in rare form. 6. And I noticed a little bit of tugging, so that's that. And then 3 was back this way. And as you can see how the London lock tool just gets it. Like, it's just, oh my goodness, I love it. It's no snagging, it's no catching. And that's 2 rotations, okay? So I could probably do some more. I could probably stand to do another rotation or 2. And I am, but I am gonna stop at a point where I'm just like, I'm good with that, okay? Not trying to make it the tightest. Again, my loctician does it very secure into that last little bit of rotation, but for this retie, I'm not doing that just because I'm just not. I just basically wanted to do some maintenance, because like I said, I'm not able to go to her this retie. So yeah, you can see what I've kind of done. And again, I am going to do another rotation because that's a lot of new growth still, but I'll just have to judge that lock by lock how many rotations that I want to do. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to check back in once I finish this whole section because I feel like I'm going to finish it today. So I'll let you guys know if I do. Hey guys, good morning. So this is day 2 of me retying my own hair, and I just broke one of the biggest retie rules ever. Never leave your tool hanging from a lock, but I did anyway. All right, so day 2. I have finished retying this side of my head. The time is currently like, I think 8:30 or almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm up. I got up, showered, did my thing, and I'm back at it because I gave myself 3 days to do this, y'all. Okay, this is not gonna be a week later, 2 weeks later. By the time I finally finish retying it, I gotta retie it again because this section now then grew. No. 3 days. Okay. So yeah. So far so good. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I literally, I don't know what to say. I'm okay with it. I'm excited. I'm still excited about it. I am in the front, which I find to be a whole lot easier. When I get to this back, I don't know how she gonna treat me, y'all, but I ain't even worried about that. I'm just focused on what I can control right now and what I am able to see. Again, I told you guys the clock method, I'm still using that. So I went in my bedroom last night to actually do the rest of this. And I just made sure that no matter where I was in the room, like if I sat on my bed, of course I changed my angle. So I had to make sure that I was doing the 9 and the 3 correctly, because the 6 and the 12 never changes. It's always the 9 and the 3. So I had to make sure I was doing that correctly. I had to make sure I was like sitting straight up, because when you're doing the angling, you gotta make sure you are at a certain angle. So I can't be sitting here and I'm thinking 12, 6, 9, 3, but I'm kind of on an angle doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to really be like, which makes sense as to when I'm getting my reties professionally done, my loctician is like shoulders down, head up. Like, she really be making sure that she's getting those angles correctly, to make sure that the locks are uniform and that they are being retied in a uniform way. So again, yesterday it took me about 6 hours to do this. I did take a little break. I had to make something to eat for my family. I went to Bible study, and me and my, loctician, who is also my, the lead pastor of the ministry, Ravens by the Brook ministry, online ministry right now that we do. She do a lot of things that aren't online as well, like counseling and things like that. But our Bible study is online, and I'll definitely link it in the description box if you would like to join it. It is a wonderful time, wonderful word. It is real. It is very much participatory. You come in, we read our word, we have our feedback that we give each other. It's just a good time. It's a very good time. And so I did that yesterday. And after that, me and her had a conversation. So yeah, I took a little break. Okay, so I'm gonna say 5 or 6 hours, give or take an hour or so, maybe. Not that long, really. So again, it's early in the morning. I'm starting on this particular section, hoping I can get this whole section done by like 12 or 1, so I can spend the rest of the day on the back. I have really nowhere to go today or tomorrow because I am fortunately on a summer break from my job right now, because I work for the system, the school system. So I don't have nothing to do, y'all. So anywho, just checking in with you. Day 2 of me retying my hair. All right, guys, so really quick, I wanted to show you guys something. I want to show you guys this part of this side of my head. You can kind of see that the locks are really thin over here. Like, this is one that I still have to retie, and you can kind of just see how like thin they are, and just this part in general. I'm sorry if you guys hear that. My son is up, and you guys can kind of see how like thin it is on this side of my head. Before I even got my sister locks, this side of my head, this area in particular, was always thin. It's so funny because like when my hair would grow out and my hair would go like long, and I would perm it and relax it and things like that, this side was always shorter than this side. And this side has less hairs, so it's thinner than this side. So I wanted to show you guys that, because if you're new to sister locks and you have thin hair, or you have less hair strands, which I think essentially what it means to have thin hair, because some people just have thin hair, like they don't have a lot of hair strands. It's not a health condition or anything like that. It's just some people just don't have thick hair. But I wanted to show you guys, because if you have that, you can definitely still have a beautiful head of locks. They will last. This is a little more fragile when I'm dealing with locks that are thin like this. So my reties, I'm taking my time. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm just making sure I'm not snagging. I'm not doing a lot of like pulling and tugging, especially with the tool, especially this part of the tool. You don't want to do a lot of like, I don't know, okay. So yeah, you don't want to do a lot of like snagging and pulling, especially because of how it gets kind of big up there. However, as you guys can see, I'm flying through getting these thinner ones done. But I just thought I would show you. Hey guys, so it is day 3 of me retying my hair. It's around 2:30 in the afternoon, and I woke up probably like, well, I started doing it probably like around 11 or so. So I wanted to show you guys the progress I made thus far. This is the first section. I gave myself all of day 2 to finish this, like this whole first half here, and I did it. I finished like around, I think 12 o'clock this morning or so. Again, as I've been explaining the whole video, I pretty much gave myself the 3 days. I fortunately don't have much to do these 3 days, so I'm able to stop, take breaks, take naps. Like yesterday, I took a nap. I probably would have had so much more of my head done if I would have just kept going straight through, but I was a little tired after eating lunch. Took me a couple of hours of a nap, woke up, handled some other business, and then I got to it. So I don't want you guys to think that this is like a whole day and this is all I did. I literally took breaks. I say I've been spending each day probably 6 or 7 hours a day doing my hair, but not straight through. Like 2-3 hours here, take a break. Like right now it's 2:30, and I finished this piece here. I don't know if you guys can see, but like I finally finished like these 2 pieces here. So I'm about to like go eat some lunch, probably take me another nap, and then get started on the other parts, because I have these parts to take this out. So I have like these 2 parts here, and I have these 2 parts here, and then I have like this whole back section. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, but I have like this whole back section. So definitely still got some work to do. And I gave myself, like I said, I gave myself 3 days to do this. However, I don't think it's going to be a 3-day thing. I think I'm probably going to end up taking this into the weekend, which is fine. The beauty of sister locks, in my opinion, is even if you don't finish them, like, they're still beautiful. Like the ones I did do, that's why if you want to know why I started the way I did, some people do from the back up. I did from the front back, so that way when I do go to where I have to go on Saturday, I can easily take my hair out and it'll look as if I retied my whole head, even though I know I didn't. All right guys, so real quick check-in. It is 6:39 in the evening. Last time I checked in with you guys, it's still day 3. It is 6:39 now, and I am proud to say that I have 4 sections left. I am about to get started on this section here. Then I have this one, and this one left. So I have successfully done, let me see if so I have successfully done 1, 2, today. Basically, this is what I got done today. So they are done, and now I have to work on this half of my head. So basically, looks like over 50% of my head is done, which I'm proud about. I am very proud of myself. This is my first retie, and again, this is not something that I plan to do myself if I don't have to. However, there was conversation recently between me and my loctician that I won't get into too deep, but the possibility of me probably having to retie my own hair, especially after the end of this year, is real. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna just leave it at, guys. Okay, so we have made it to the very last sister lock. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. I have an event that I have to be ready for by like 12:15. So this is so perfect because I can eat real quick, shower, get dressed, already know what I'm wearing. And the event is not like, you know, anything crazy. I'm just doing some photography. Me and my man have a photography business that we do together, and we have an event today that we have to go shoot for. Studio T1. I will put the information in the link box below. If you are in a Maryland area and you need photography, videography, 360, I think he has like a drone footage, anything you need, hit him up. I will definitely put his Instagram information in the description box below. But anyway, shameless plug. We are at the last sister lock, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want you guys to retie this sister lock with me, okay? I didn't show you really me doing the whole retie process, but I am going to do this with you in honor of the last sister lock. So I'm going to turn around, and I hope that you guys can see what I'm doing. I think you guys can. So we are going to, my rotation again is 12, 9, 3, 6. 12, yeah, 9 is over here. I gotta think about the clock. So 9, sorry, 12, 9, 6, 3 is a reverse that my loctician does, counter clock instead of clock. So we are retying my last lock together. So this is probably gonna be like a 2 rotation lock, maybe. And then 9. Oh, can we do 9? Okay, and then 3. Let's see if we can do 3. Yeah, nope, not gonna try to do 3. We are done. Okay, guys. All right. So I'm gonna come back on camera again one last time. Just to give you guys an overall thought process of this, ups, downs, all of that jazz. But my hair is done, guys. Like, and as you can tell, like when I was like doing them, I braided them back up. But yeah, my sister locks are done. All right, guys, so I'm back. I literally just came from an event. We got rained on, it was hot, so if I look super shiny and just oily and a mess, then that's why. But I wanted to just come back on and close the video out to officially I guess just briefly wrap up my overall experience. I enjoyed it to the point where, like, not enjoyed it like it was the best time of my life and I want to do it again tomorrow, but I enjoyed the experience. Okay, I enjoyed learning my locks. Like, I literally know almost every lock in my head now. I know the thinness of it to the point where I'm really going to consider talking to my loctician about combining some, just because some of them are really tiny and I didn't know they were that tiny, because obviously I've never put my hands like on each individual lock and had a chance to work with each individual lock. And I'm seeing that from some of them being so tiny, and I'm gonna talk with her about it, but over time I feel like that thinness is not gonna change. Like, sister locks thicken up over the years, but some of them are just small for no reason. Like, I feel like some of them are like just tiny little babies that can just be combined with other ones, the ones right next to them or something like that. So I'm gonna have a talk with her about that, just to find out what she thinks, because I really respect her opinion on that, and I'm sure that she will be able to help me with that. So that was something that came out of my retie. I'm going to ask about combining my locks. I'm also going to I guess another good thing about me retying my own hair was that I did not have to make them, I didn't retie them to the bone. Like, I didn't retie them to the very last rotation. Not because I didn't want to, but just because I really didn't want to do a lot of pulling and tugging of my hair, because the tool that my loctician uses is obviously different than the tool that I used. And the tool that I used, you guys saw earlier in the video, had this little flat head thingy at the beginning of it. And I found that once I found that I had to do too much pulling and tugging to get that little piece through, I was done with the rotation. So that was also something that I kind of figured out too, as far as like them being like down to the scalp. But as you can see, my retie came out beautifully. Like, you can see the scalp. They're basically it's not as clean as if my loctician would have did it, because like I said, when she reties my hair, she kind of gets like, yeah, she gets to that like very last rotation that she gets in, which I don't mind. It doesn't hurt me or anything like that. But when with me doing my own hair, I just basically wanted to make sure that I got enough of the rotation. And yeah, so that was a good thing. I like the experience because it let me see that there are some locks I might ask her about combining, and I also like that I was able to control like how tight the locks actually were or are. So that's the pros. Cons, I did have some knots, so I do have about 3 locks that do have knots in them right now that I could not get out. However, I feel like as the lock grow out, that'll either be something my loctician can repair, or that'll be something that I might just have to deal with. Because the good thing about sister locks is the locks are it's not as obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them is like on this side, like all the way in the back, and like the other 2 are like somewhere that's not as obvious. I think I got one that's like right here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, like right here is a knot. But if it can't be repaired, it's gonna eventually grow out and it'll just be a knot in my sister lock. Not really tripping off of it, I hate to say. But yeah, so for me to have like, so I have like 3 knots, but I have over 430 locks. So for me to only have like 3 knots and 430 locks, I think is good. Another con was the rotation. Having to like, okay, if I'm sitting like this, the rotation is this. If I'm sitting like that, the rotation is this. And like I said before, the 12 and the 6 never really changed. It was always the 9 and the 3 that I had to make sure that I was keeping consistent, regardless of where I moved, what angle I was at, which again makes me really understand why when I'm sitting in my loctician's chair, she's like, shoulders back, I need you up, I don't even want you leaning. Like, she really is like a stickler for me sitting properly when she's doing my hair. Doing my own hair made me really understand why she's like that, because I didn't understand before. I thought it was just a, you know, a loctician thing. But no, doing my own hair made me really understand why she was like that. So I have a newfound appreciation for that and understanding of that. So it was a con, but then it was like a pro, because it kind of taught me something in the interim. I guess I guess that was it really. Like I didn't really have a lot of cons. Having to memorize the rotation, which was pretty easy. Once I got into a section, like my whole back was easy because it was literally the same rotation. Like I didn't move, I didn't change positions. I sat in the same spot the whole time I did my whole back. These 2, of course, the rotations changed, the 9s and the 3s changed, but like my back, it was straight. I memorized it basically. It wasn't hard. And yeah, so overall, just to sum this whole video up, would I retie my hair again? Absolutely. Would I, am I choosing to retie my own hair from now on? Absolutely not. Your girl will be in somebody's chair as long as I can get in somebody's chair, okay? However, having this experience has taught me some things, and I am happy and grateful for the experience, because now I don't care what happened. The world can shut down tomorrow. But the world can shut down tomorrow and I will be able to take care of my hair. I know that was one of the things that when everything first happened, before I got my sister locks, me and my loctician would talk about how she had a lot of clients who did not know or could not do their own hair during the shutdown. So she had a lot of like making up that she had to do when we opened back up and the salon started to open back up. And she had a lot of clients that she had to kind of do repairs to, and you know, people who couldn't come to her for months because of the situation. I can now say that I will never be in that position again. I mean, not again, but I will never be in that position. God willing, long as my hands work, I will never be in the position to not be able to do my hair. So that's definitely a pro for doing my own hair. But yeah, so if you have any other questions, I'm going to definitely end this video now because it's probably already long enough. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. I will definitely try my best to answer them. And so that was my overall experience, and I will see you guys in my next video.